the lineup by May.
Well, I mean, I don't. First of all, that's such a you can't. That's a blanket. There are people saying that Johnny Manziel won't last the first quarter, but I don't know who these people are, so I can't. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. What do you mean? I mean, you mean fans? Are you talking about media? Who are these people? Who's saying it?
I'd have to look it up, and it's hard for me to do that while I'm on the phone. But I'll look it up and get back to you.
Okay.
The reason I'm asking
no big deal.
is because
but I just wondered.
It does seem almost reasonable to me that I know, because you know that they've been bringing Lindor along nice and carefully, and he's been superb at every level.
I got to be honest with you. That one throws me. That's got to be fan speculation, because the Indians, nothing that they've told me, nothing that anybody has told me says that they've got a date set to shoehorn him into the lineup. And what is May anyway? If May was the goal, wouldn't you just say, our goal is to bring him into spring training and have him ready for opening day? I mean, whose goal is to have him ready for a month after opening day? You know, like
right.
That doesn't really
I thought
make
that
a
was
lot of
weird
sense.
too. I thought it was weird too. But the reason I'm asking is because aren't the Browns floating Ramirez to try to get something else?
The Browns,
I mean, not the Browns,
the Indians. Yeah, I was going to say, now you're as bad as me with the Freudian slip, because you're looking at one word and you're thinking about another one. But anyways,
we're thinking Cleveland all the way, so that's okay.
It's Cleveland either way. But were the Indians what now? Could you repeat that?
Are we floating Ramirez to try to get something else? I mean, we're not done on the winter market, even after getting Moss.
Yeah,
but I'm just wondering whether Ramirez is
Nah, I don't know that they want to go any deeper there. I mean, you turn a position of depth into a position of lack of depth very quickly. You know what I mean? You go too deep on the prospects there. I think that's still in the air, but I would expect them to go a different way. I still think the next thing is going to involve somebody with a bigger name, Santana, or maybe one of the pitchers. I see Bruce mentioning Bauer there in the chat room. I think he's very much up for grabs as one of the young pitchers that the Indians would very much deal with if they get the right return from it too. So I don't know.
Bauer looked good last season, but not as good as the other guys.
No, it has nothing to do with how Bauer looked. Trevor Bauer is going to do it his way. He's going to do it his way only. And there's a reason that the Indians got him, and there's a reason now that the Indians wouldn't be afraid to part ways with him either, because when a guy is too dead set in his ways, man, I mean, there's only so far you can go with the talent. And as we've seen, Mickey Callaway does a pretty good job with that talent when that talent lets him do his job. And I think that's something Terry Francona was practically begging Trevor Bauer in his postseason breakdown with the media. He was practically making a public plea with that kid to let Mickey Callaway help you be the pitcher that your talent should let you be. And so that's why I think that the Indians would not be afraid to be bowled over by the right offer and package him in, because the talent's there, but talent doesn't mean anything if it's uncoachable.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's uncoachable. He's not uncoachable like if you say, hey, here's what I'd like you to do. He'll go, okay, coach, I'll do what you want. But don't tell him how to get ready for games. He's got his routine. Don't tell him how to prepare for the season. He's got his routine. You know what I mean? So that's something that was a rumor about him coming out of Arizona, and it's something that the Indians have found out for themselves so far, that it's definitely some truth to that. So we'll see. But he's a talent, and you can get in a good return. Same thing with Santana. I mean, somebody's going out. This team as it stands right now, I know Antonetti said, we can start the season with this team. Man, I don't agree. I think you start the season with this team, you got 16 first basemen that can DH every once in a while. I don't know that you have a complete squad yet. There's still a move or two that need to be made to complement picking up Brandon Moss. And one of them is a bat on the other side of the plate, and the other is a veteran starting pitcher. I think if they address those two needs, then I'm all for this squad's chances coming into training camp and spring training.
Okay, I have to tell you, I'm concerned about what's going to happen in spring training, because the White Sox have taken a couple of huge steps forward this winter.
Huge, yes, they have. I agree, Ron. It's going to be It's going to be a race here. The Central, they're not playing. And things are not done. Bro, Kansas City's got moves to make, decisions to make. Detroit's got moves to make and decisions to make. So, I mean, who knows? We go into this offseason, people are like, yeah, Indians are right there with Kansas City and Detroit, and how do you close in on them? Here comes Chicago. I mean, before it's done, Tribe may find themselves looking up at everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm not projecting that. I'm just saying. But, you know, as we know, the Indians aren't going to be doing work on the front end of free agency. Their work is going to come on the back end after they see what cars are left on the lot after the Black Friday sale. You know what I mean? They're going to go pick through what's left on the shelves after everybody fought each other over the $5 Hello Kitty sweatshirt.
2 years ago, we beat Chicago 14 times. It would be nice to have one patsy we could get 14 wins off of this year, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it sure would. You're not going to find it in the Central this year. Nobody in the Central is beating anybody 14 times this year. Not even Minnesota with a new manager.
No. Minnesota's not going to roll over for us either. Nope, that's it, dude. Thanks again. You're having a good show.
Well, thank you, my man, Ron. And, of course, Ron helps from time to time. You can talk to him on the Twitter, on the old tweeter box there as well. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. You can email us, of course, or Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. I'm ready to go. It's the end of the day. I did have one more thing, by the way, not just wrapping up the show off of that phone call. I don't know if you guys saw. I thought this was interesting. You know, shoe wars. I've read a couple of books about the growth of Nike over the years and how it became this dominant. This was funny. They're suing Adidas and a couple of their former employees. Apparently, 3 former Nike designers stole computers full of trade secrets and used it to get jobs with Adidas. And they apparently took blueprints. They took virtual blueprints, not the actual physical blueprints, but they basically took the ideas to replicate the famed Nike Innovation Kitchen, which is one of its proprietary things where they develop their shoes and where they have all their top developers and ideas, and they create flubber and throw it off the walls and see if the flubber bounces all over the place, and they do all kinds of stuff like that. They invent the floating shoes that you haven't seen. And anyways, I'm being sarcastic, but it's their tech area. It's trademarked as their Innovation Kitchen. Apparently these guys went very deep into some computer technology I don't want to say hacking, but before they left, they backed up a lot of their information inappropriately, apparently. Nike's suing these cats for over $10 million, claiming that while they were still working for Nike, they were secretly, it's espionage, they were secretly already consultants for Adidas, and then they also, while they were double dipping and committing espionage, they also duplicated all of their files, which gave thousands of proprietary documents from Nike to Adidas. So there you go. The shoe wars are real. The struggle is real as they fight over ways to make 50-cent shoes over in a third world country and sell them to you for $250. So the struggle's real as they try to make money off the backs of them. I'm sorry, but that's the bottom line with me. Those shoes cost 57 cents to make, and they charge you $257. Guys, we'll talk more about that. Well, maybe not. I could care less to talk more about that, but I thought it was an interesting story to end the day. Tomorrow, we've got a lot to get into. Busy show. We've got Kendall Lewis, the BSK. He's going to give us his thoughts. As you know, not a big fan of number 2, but he's now the quarterback for the Browns. We'll talk to Kendall. We'll see what he thinks. The BSK's in the house. Mike Brandenberry, as we mentioned, from DidTheTribeWinLastNight.com. We'll talk some Indians free agency with him. We'll get his thoughts on the Brandon Moss trade, on Lester signing with the Cubs, and what may be the next shoe to drop in free agency around baseball. Can't wait to talk to Mike B. BJ Riddell, fantasy football for winners. It's playoffs for people all around fantasy football. BJ will be here with all the latest and so much more. We'll preview the Cavs tomorrow night. They're going to meet the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we've got a lot coming your way. guys. So we'll see you tomorrow here. Loaded slate. Enjoy tonight. Come back and talk to us. Same bat time, same bat channel, live, noon, here on the Sports Fix Radio Network. In the meantime, enjoy the Ohio State University and High Point as they do battle tonight, and hopefully they don't go all New Jersey Institute of Technology on us. If they do, we'll talk about it. If they don't, we'll talk about that too tomorrow, live, right here on The Fix. We love you, Cleveland, and beyond. We'll see you tomorrow on the Sports Fix.
This is Cleveland. It is so much more to us. You can even go to Severn's Hall to see an orchestra. Hey.